So they have some interesting matchups here.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man, because I think there's a changing of the guard that no one wants to talk about. The idea that Patrick Mahomes right now is third or fourth in MVP consideration according to the Vegas sports books, third or fourth best odds, is stupid. It's ridiculous. That is all done based on ego and personality and histrionics. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the field this year.
It's a popularity vote, right? With
Right.
these guys, they're like, "Oh, well, this player, is very popular. He still got it and whatnot." But it has to do something. It has to be said with the record as well. If you
Right.
don't have a winning record, you're not leading your division. Why are you in the conversation,
Joe, Chiefs play at the Broncos at Mile High this
bro?
weekend.
You already know what's gonna happen, Mike.
Chiefs favored by 3.5. The disrespect that the Broncos are getting, undefeated at home, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
8-2, or 7-2 rather. No, they're actually 8-2. They have 8 wins. The disrespect that they're getting, and we're gonna believe, dude, if the Chiefs fall this weekend, they might not make the playoffs, Joe.
they're done, dude. They're done. I have the DraftKings thing up, by the way. The betting slip, the odds,
Yeah.
and all that, the over unders. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I forgot to turn on the lights in this place. 1 second.
No.
Weird. Now you can
But
see
at
me.
least So let's take a bet. He says he'll take the Chiefs. Oh man,
Oh my goodness. I'll take the Broncos and that Broncos defense.
yeah.
We'll call it a beer.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
And you chose to rise with us on a Wednesday edition of the Area 210 podcast, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. Again, every Wednesday, it's half off bottles of champagne, half off bottles of wine, all day, every day on Wednesday. Again, happy hour from 3 to 6 for everything else. And they have those 8 specialty drinks going on right now for $8.99 a piece. Lychee martini. We're talking about the Jade margarita, the Long Island iced tea, the lemon drop martini, all of that going for $8.99. Again, our chat is powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. We have a lot to get into today. Spurs are sitting there 8-2. We got the Warriors coming in for back-to-back home games against the Warriors. Warriors got beat the F up last night in Oklahoma City. We're talking about the Spurs, and there's a belief by a former NBA star named Boogie Cousins. Remember him? Remember Boogie?
Oh.
Almost was a Spur for a brief moment there. Maybe he was. I don't remember. But either way, that was a rumor at one point. But Boogie Cousins is coming out and saying that he has a throbbing sensation for one Victor Wembanyama, basically saying that he's getting the tingles because he believes that Wemby might actually become the greatest player in basketball history. We'll talk about that. Speaking of Wemby, we talk about who the Robin is to his Batman, right? Is it Vassell? Is it Fox? Is it Castle? Is it Harper in the future? As of right now, you'd be surprised who that Robin figure is, because the analytics show that it's actually a bench player that might be his Robin. So we'll talk about that. NFL, we're getting to that 2/3 marker, Joe.
Yeah.
Big game this weekend between Denver and Kansas City. What would it be like if Kansas City loses that game and doesn't make the playoffs? Lots of Cowboy fans. I mean, go ahead.
No, I mean, it just tells you how we're going to talk about the changing of the guard,
Yeah.
right? There's a change. There's something happening here in the NFL right before our eyes. And maybe the Chiefs, they're going to be the odd man out this year.
They could be. The Green Bay Packers lost on Monday Night Football. Lost in all this commotion was the fact that we talked about how they went from being the number 2 seed in the NFC and then 4 hours later dropping to number 7 in the NFC. Who did that benefit, Joe? The Dallas Cowboys, because the Dallas Cowboys hold on to their first round draft pick. The big difference between picking at 30 and 28 than picking at 16. So now Cowboy fans are excited about the fall of Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love over there in Green Bay. So I found that to be interesting. We'll get into that as well. Someone posted on Twitter yesterday songs that make us go back in time. I want to
Oh,
get
I
into
saw
that,
that.
Joe, because people were talking about PM Dawn.
Yeah.
People were talking about songs that you hear that song and you're like, oh my god, I haven't heard that in forever. I want you to give us and those in the chat right now some artists that, I mean, not Nirvana and not Pearl Jam, not these big name artists, Boys to Men, Mariah Carey, but like these second and third tier musicians who
Yeah.
had a couple of hits that make you go back in time and appreciate that time. You go back and you're young again, type of thing. By the
Yeah.
way, I was watching the TV show Abbott Elementary yesterday. Abbott Elementary, that's about the inner city schools in Philadelphia. And it was about the kids saying, "Oh, these are throwback songs," and they were talking about Jay-Z, and they were talking about 50 Cent, and I was like, "Man, those are throwback songs."
I got a throwback for you. Probably something that not a lot of people know, but the little beat, the jingle there. There
Yeah,
was a band from way back in the 90s called Us Three. And they sung they had like a one-hit wonder.
Flip
Cantaloupe,
Fantasia,
Flip Fantasia,
Flip
bro.
Fantasia,
That
yeah.
was it, dude.
Bum, ba-dun, dun, 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 dun,
Yeah, let me play it.
da-da-da.
Let me play it. Let me play it. That we all can hear
That's
it.
that was a good song, man.
Yeah, let's play that one real quick.
Bigga biddy bop.
Yeah, because I mean that's from back in the day, dude.
Yeah.
There we go.
As you know, we have something special down here at Birdland this evening.
This was a great song.
Recording for Blue Note Records.
Guy in the back going, yeah. Had the saxophone and everything.
A little bit of blues.
Yeah. Love it.
You remember that from back in the day, Mike?
Oh man, that throws me back, man. Kind of like people are out there saying Foreigner, Alabama, AF1. That's great. Or AFI rather.
AFI.
Come on, Eileen by the ultimate 80s song is what they say. Bee Gees. Jonathan C kicking it with Edwin McCain. Elias saying Foreigner, Portrait. Here we go by Sam Salita saying that. It's funny because there's certain songs that take you back. It doesn't matter if it's R&B. I'll give you an example, Joe. Man, I stop every time I hear a Tevin Campbell song. 90s R&B, Tevin Campbell back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, he had, Can We Talk? Tell Me What You Want Me to Do. He had that song Rounded Round with Prince. That was good music, man, because he was my age. So I got excited about that. People talk about PM Dawn. That was good stuff, man. Set Adrift on Memory Bliss and all that stuff was
Hey,
fantastic.
I was gonna tell you, Hadaway. Hadaway.
What is love? Baby, don't
You
hurt
start doing
me.
your head like that.
That's Hadaway, right?
Yeah.
It's funny.
Oh.
Tonic was one of those bands, man. Tonic coming to San
Tonic from
Antonio.
back in the day, yeah.
Tonic, along with Better Than Ezra and Sugar Ray, will be in San Antonio sometime in December. It's kind of funny because you listen to that music and it's like, it wasn't the greatest music of the world. It wasn't the best music of the 90s, but it just kind of takes you back. Dude, what was that? LFO, Summertime Girls, or whatever that song was back in the day. That song to me echoes its 90s.
Yeah.
Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? That's good stuff, dude.
Yeah. No, those I bet you
Fly
can't even name it.
Away.
I bet you can't name an AFI song, dude. You probably don't know.
I'm sure I do. I just don't remember him as such. Let me see
Just
here.
Miss Murder, man, is one of their biggest hits, dude. That still holds up, man.
Do you know who I was thinking of when he texted, when he put that and I was reading it off the screen? I was thinking of the Ataris.
Now, if you think AFI, that's that emo phase where you had like AFI, you had My Chemical Romance. My Chemical Romance is on tour. My daughter went to go and see him, and we got her the records, the
Yeah.
actual LPs, and that's still good, man. It still holds up, dude.
Dude, I listen to My Chemical Romance and I think of Joe Ryan Eagle from San Antonio Sports Star because he was giving away tickets on back in the day when I was at Sports Star, and he didn't know who they were, but he was trying to do it without reading the script,
Yeah.
without having the words in front of him. He called them My Romance Chemicals. That was good. By the way, speaking of which, I tweeted this morning that Greg Simmons of KSAT 12 woke up and chose violence today against his old station, KSAT 12. I
Really?
don't know if you saw that, but go onto my Twitter account and show what I posted this morning because,
Jeez, man.
he didn't go on some wrath or anything like that. He didn't cuss anybody out. Greg Simmons, the OG,
OG,
35
triple
plus
OG.
years, 35 plus years at KSAT 12, covering sports from the mid 80s all the way through the 2020s, and then he got in trouble there with his multiple DUIs. But he posted on Facebook this morning on his personal account, which I'm his Facebook friend. One of the reasons why is because I used to be his intern and then later on his producer. He says, "Please forgive me for the brief soapbox, but I have learned that KSAT has decided to cut sports from the 6 to 6:30 newscast and bury it at 6:57. And believing that it's the reason for the ratings drop. I could not disagree more, especially at a time when the Spurs are seeing a resurgence behind arguably the new face of the NBA and Victor Wembanyama. I would argue that it's time to add more sports in an hour-long broadcast. Do 4 minutes at 6:20, another 3 minutes after the 6:30 block after weather, and don't just run packages to burn time." Basically going off and saying that the city of San Antonio loves the Spurs. Basically goes on to say that you have called too many consultants who have argued against sports and local newscasts, but I believe that's exactly where it belongs. Because if you want viewers in San Antonio, if you take it out of the 6 p.m. newscast, you will force viewers to change channels and search for sources of other coverage.
Yeah, you know what KSAT needs to do? They need to get with the program, man. And you know what? They went ahead and they did away with, what was it? Instant replay, right? Now they're like, oh, we're gonna do a only sports only show that's on their streaming channel, right? Their
Right.
streaming service that they have. What they need to do is that they need to go ahead and have a Spurs centric focused show that they do. With some of the guys there, guys and gals, of course, from their newscast, and just talk about, hey, what's going on with the team right now? Kind of like a weekly recap or something. Kind of like kind of recapping what's going on with the Spurs, make it a Spurs centric. You could do it like a couple times out of the week. What's 15 minutes, 20 minutes gonna kill you?
Right.
Get it out there. I bet you they would see that start to pick up and take off, especially if it's a live stream and they can interact with the audience, read their comments, have like Q&As or do something. It would be really cool of them to do something like that, but I'm pretty sure they're not.
The problem is, and this is where I probably went wrong in local media. I was asked years ago to audition and apply for an assistant news director position at Ken's back in the day. Part of that is picking the personalities to do on air stuff. And I'm not saying that I would have been good at that, but I think I understand the news mentality in San Antonio and what works and what doesn't work. I think that there's so much belief that San Antonio is like any other city, and it's not. San Antonio is a big, small town and
Yeah.
requires certain personalities. The reason why a 30-minute sports show on the Spurs would not work on local TV is because there's no personalities to do it. There's not the actual right personality to do it. Greg Simmons could have done it. He could have done it, but there's nobody in local sports media that could have done it other than, say, Don Harris and Chuck McIntyre. When you see Don and Chuck, even though they're old school and they've been around for 25 plus years, you believe they're sports fans. You believe that they go to the sports bar, that if they were not a sportscaster, that they would be watching sports on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that they'd be following the NFL, that they'd be doing fantasy football, they'd be doing all that stuff because they're sports fans. That's what makes Jason Minix and Joe Reinagel and James Pledger good at what they do, is because you listen to them and you realize that they are, in fact, sports fans. The problem is that a lot of sports media in San Antonio, I watch their newscasts and sportscasts. I don't believe they like sports. I honestly believe that they just like being on TV. That
Yeah.
that and maybe they do like sports, but they don't have a personality to drive a sports conversation. To drive a conversation like Ryan Eagle and Minix can, or Rob Thompson, or Mike Taylor, or Rudy J, or Jeff Garcia, somebody who can drive a sports conversation for a long period of time to talk about the Spurs. It takes a certain personality. Chris Duell can do it. There's not a TV person who can do that yet. locally other than Chuck McIntyre and Don Harris, but they're with the same company with Sinclair Broadcasting. So it's I know two different stations, but the same company. I don't know. I found it weird, but for Greg Simmons to come out and say, "Hey, look, man, why is KSAT dropping sports coverage when we have Wemby in our backyard?" It just shows that the consultants that come in from out of the state, out of the
Out of
city,
touch.
are out of touch. They don't know. They don't know because they're not here. They're not from San Antonio. They've never lived in San Antonio. They don't
Yeah.
understand what San Antonio wants. Joe, I've told you before, I one time was producing a newscast at Ken's, and I got blasted for what I decided to show as the lead story for the newscast. There was all this crime and murder and all that stuff. And I was in charge of the newscast. And guess what I led the newscast with? And I did multiple stories on, Joe,
What?
was the castle closing on 410 and I-10 back in 2015. Remember the Malibu Castle? The arcade where everyone spent their birthday parties and whatnot going up. I was like, that's the most nostalgic thing of all time. Joe, when the ratings came out, guess who had the last laugh?
Oh,
I did. You know why? Because I told the Facebook people on our station, the people who do the social medias, go over there and talk about how Castle closed or was about to close, and the ratings were just through the roof. Joe, it's not San Antonio has a certain personality. And I
yeah.
know what works with that, Joe, and I think you know what works with it too, Joe. But it's one of those things where we're seeing people from Chicago, from Portland, Oregon, from San Diego, California, who come in and dictate what San Antonio media does, and then they bitch and complain when the ratings suck.
Yeah. Sports is still big business, and the thing is that it's a presentation, at the end of the day. And what people like here in San Antonio is they want you to talk about several things. UTSA, Cowboys, Spurs, and UT.
Hmm.
There you go. And of course they want to hear local high school football, local sports here that are happening. Because it's a bit of nostalgia for us, that have
Yeah,
gotten a little older already. You still like to see now and then what your old school's doing, your alma mater, how are they doing right now in football when it comes to high school football? It's cool, people like that kind of stuff.
hmm
And that's usually what you'll see on the airwaves, but I just think that, the consultants and all that got it wrong. I mean, there's still a big business when it comes to sports here, but maybe it's better served as a live stream, better served as a podcast, something like that. Even, I know Jeff was saying that he does his podcast and he has Casey, Devin Brown, and all that, and they're doing their thing.
they're doing a good
And
job.
they're doing a good job. Thanks, thank you for that for what they do. And then Matt Lerman was saying there's like 10 other Spurs podcasts, and there is. That's the thing that's happening right now. That market is oversaturated, you know? And if you're trying to come up and oh, you know what? It's a good idea. Let me start a Spurs podcast. Don't do it, bro. It's oversaturated. You have to find a niche in order to go ahead and make some headway. Because if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you came up to the line too late to start the race.
Our numbers yesterday were pretty good, despite the fact that we had an awkward thumbnail. So for those of you who follow us on YouTube, obviously, if you're watching the show, you do hit the like button already.
Yeah.
We had our fifth most watched show yesterday, so thank you to Jason Garcia and to Fernandez for being part of the show. But the thumbnail on there was not a photo of us, Joe. It wasn't,
Yeah.
which is what normally it is. It was the Sitco guy doing fisticuffs. I wonder how many people did not watch because of that, by the way.
Maybe that's why people watch, because of the freaking Sitco guy. They're like, what is this? What's going on here?
Yeah,
Maybe they recognized it.
Tony Analysis reaches out and says, invite Greg Simmons to the show. I have. He said no. And here's the thing. I don't blame him, because anytime there's a guest on, whether it be Puro or anybody else, guess what? Everyone's a dick to our guests.
Yeah.
And he what's he gonna do? Watch on here and then you hear people bag on him about, oh, I saw him at this bar. Oh, I saw him. Instead of it being a sports cast, we
Yeah.
don't have those guests, not because we can't get them, it's because the viewers will be jerks to them.
The only way that it will work, Mike, if we have a guest on like that, it has to be pre-recorded.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you do it in real time and they see all these comments coming in, it's going to get them upset. And just the thing is that comments are good, but it's usually like our usual suspects. they're pretty good, right? Like our usual cast of characters that come in here and interact with us. Y'all are good. It's the one or two new guys, three new guys that come in and start on the rant, because
Right.
haters gonna hate, and they might not like them for whatever reason, and they have to follow them no matter what they're doing to go ahead and voice their discontent.
Yeah, it's funny because it just takes one to spoil the whole bunch, right? One apple spoils the whole bunch. That old saying, and that's just what it is, man. We've had that before with other people, whether it be even if it's our co-host for the day,
Yeah,
guest co-hosts, they get blasted by people on it all, and that's why you can't have good things. The only time we've ever had a guest on here where everybody was respectful was Goldberg. Shoot, we had Darian Starling from UTSA on the other day, UTSA Insider. Some
yeah,
racial crap on the thread, dude. And don't act like I didn't see it. Don't act like he
yeah.
didn't
We
see it.
saw it.
Why do that?
Yeah,
We're more than happy to block out people when it comes to that. But it was the fifth most viewed show yesterday, and I think the reason why is because Joe, you and I do a good show. We talk a lot of Spurs talk, right? We talk a lot of NFL, and that's what people like to talk about, man. I mean, I know there's people who want to talk about soccer and about baseball and all that stuff. But guess what?
yeah,
That's niche. It really is, man. The San Antonio 210, the area of South Texas, loves NBA and NFL and college football. Those are the three things that are the most attractive things to talk about.
yeah,
And understand that all eyes are on San Antonio right now. Spurs off to an 8-2 start, and Spurs are starting a 5-game homestand, 5 winnable games. You saw Golden State coming into San Antonio for back-to-back games get thrashed by the Thunder yesterday by more than 20 points. And the idea that Golden State was going to be a contender this year is a fraud.
yeah,
And the Spurs are going to take them on for back-to-back games. And now you see the attention coming into San Antonio of, wait a minute, they're ahead of schedule. The idea of them going off and getting into the play-in, is it going to be playoffs or bust? Now it's like, wait a minute, are we going to get home court advantage in the first
Wouldn't
round?
that wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't
So
that be?
Joe, you were telling me that Boogie Cousins, DeMarcus Cousins,
Yeah,
formerly of the Sacramento Kings, was talking glowingly about Victor Wembanyama. What did he say?
he was throbbing yesterday on the on the
Yeah.
Run It Back podcast with Michelle Beadle. And he was just saying some good things about Victor Wembanyama, and that's why we have the headline that we have today. Is Wemby the greatest basketball player in the making? If you'd have to ask Spurs fans right now, I bet you anything they would say emphatically yes.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to wait the 20 games like I am to sign the apology form.
Well, let me ask you this. Because a lot of times people keep on comparing Wemby to Duncan, because the greatest Spur player of all time is Tim Duncan. Number 2
Yeah.
is David Robinson. And a lot of times people look at it and think to themselves, well, what is it when it comes to like their rookie campaigns? Who was a better rookie? Was a better rookie Wemby, or was it Tim Duncan coming out of Wake Forest? Well, when Tim Duncan came out of Wake Forest, he played several years at Wake Forest, right? He got a degree at Wake Forest, right?
Yeah.
And did you know that right now? So I have to ask you this question, Joe. Not who was better their rookie years, because arguably you could say that Duncan was the better rookie. But comparing them today, Wemby's third year, which is right now,
Yeah.
compared to what Tim Duncan was his rookie year, who's better?
Timmy.
No.
Timmy's better. Timmy was better. You know what game really sold me on Tim Duncan in his rookie year? I remember watching this game and I was like, yeah, and this kid is going to be something. He's good, He went toe to toe with the Chicago Bulls and Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that game specifically because it was like a coming out party for Tim Duncan. He took the Spurs into overtime against the great Michael Jordan. Jordan ultimately winded up beating the Spurs handedly on his own, in overtime. Kind of took over the game, did enough to get the win. But Tim Duncan put up a heck of a fight. And afterwards, they asked Michael Jordan what he thought of Tim Duncan. He said, that kid good. He wasn't
Right.
lying, man. He wasn't lying. But I'm just saying in the comparisons, it might be a good comparison to say, hey, look, you had 4 years of Tim Duncan in college coming in, looking really good, like a chiseled veteran almost in his first rookie year.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby's different. Wemby didn't have
Well,
that.
Why do you think I'm asking it this way? Why am I comparing Wemby's third year to Duncan's rookie year?
I believe you're doing it because you're saying that now Wemby is looking more Duncan-esque in his third year than he did his first year.
I'm doing that because that's the identical age.
Yeah.
See, Wemby is 21 years old. He was born in January, right? So the start of this season, Wemby was 21 years old and about 9 months. Duncan's first game with the Spurs, he was 21 years old and 8 months. So Wemby came in 2 years younger than Duncan. So years 1 and 2 where Wemby was a rookie of the year and he was the leading candidate for defensive player of the year before he got that blood clot. He's of the exact same age, difference of about 4 weeks, 5 or 6 weeks compared to what
Yeah.
Duncan was as a rookie. Now, Duncan as a rookie was no slouch. He was a great rookie.
No, he was a good player.
He was a very, very, very good player. As a rookie, Duncan played all 82 games. He started in all 82 games, averaged 39 minutes per game. So he played a lot of time. You know, this is a player that had 2.5 blocks, 21 points per game, 11.9 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 2.5 blocks. Right?
Yeah.
That's his rookie campaign. Amazing. That's amazing performance by a rookie.
Yeah.
Wemby this year is probably going to be 25, 13, 4, and 4. And it's not like it's a different generation. It's not like going back in time to the 70s and 80s. It's not. And I'm saying that Wemby at age 21 is better than what Duncan was at age 21. And Duncan was already going to become an all-time great. So when Boogie Cousins is coming out and saying, "Hey man, we may be seeing the birth of an all-time great coming up," it's starting to manifest itself, Joe.
Yeah. Look at Rob. He's making me laugh, dude. He's saying, I signed the apology form right now, Joe. $100 gift card giveaway pending. I told you, as long as he had a 50 piece before the 20 games,
he won't get a
I'd
50
sign
piece,
it.
Joe.
Well,
The Spurs don't need him to.
that's
You
fine.
see, the Lakers need Luka Doncic to do that. They need Austin Reeves to do that. You know,
Yeah.
the Thunder sometimes need Shea Gilgeous-Alexander to go
Portland
off that
needed
way.
Markkinen to do that. It's okay. All right.
Yeah, but they have nothing else. And as
know-
the Bulls announcers were saying the other day, and it's funny because the way that Stacey King from the Bulls broadcasting was saying it, he was like, "Man, this team's nice." That was the phrase he kept on saying. That's nice. It's
They're
nice to
Marbach
have.
guys.
It's nice to have Keldon Johnson as your eighth man. It's
Oh,
nice.
man.
But are you of the? Oh, we have a $10 super chat coming on in.
We have another $1.99 that we got to get to too from Tony Ornelas first. Let's
All
go
right,
ahead and get
let's do
those.
it.
Money talk.
Here comes the money.
$1.99 incoming super chat from Tony Ornelas. He says, Wemby to the future GOAT. Wemby to the future. Wemby to be a future GOAT, he says. He needs six chips to go ahead and be the GOAT. And then we
Well,
have Caps.
Caps 210.
Here comes the money.
Thank you. He
There you
says
go,
Wemby
Mike.
has to win at least 2 chips. I say Wemby is also in a harder league than Temi was. If it was just the Lakers, now there's like 7 teams in the West that can win. Agree and disagree. Thank you so much, Caps. Thank you so much, Tony, for the super chats. To address both, I don't think that Wemby needs to have 6 chips to be the GOAT. You know, because you do need to have multiples, and you need to have multiple. You need to get all the awards, man. You need to get MVPs and Defensive Player of the Years and all. It's all cumulative, right? That's why you have that debate between Duncan versus Kobe, right? But guess what? Both of them have more chips than LeBron, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 5, 5, and then 4.
Yeah.
So that's not always everything that you need to have. Now, I do believe that to be an all-time great, you need to have at least 2. Okay, so multiple. You can't just have 1. 1 is great, but you need to have 2 to be in the GOAT conversation of any sport. But the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, Duncan, as great as he is, Wemby can do what Duncan does. Wemby can play the blocks. Maybe not as good, maybe not as fundamental, but he's still right. They
You know what I want
rebound.
to see out of Wemby?
They rebound at the same clip. Who's a better shot blocker? Wemby. Who's a better? Who's a better? Now it's different style because you know Duncan would body you up, would man you up 1-on-1.
Yeah, he
Whereas
play man ball in the paint, you know?
a lot of Wemby blocks are, backdoor, becoming the second defender coming on in or whatever the
Somebody
case.
might
It's
get ahead of
different.
Wemby because of speed, but then he makes that up because he has the length, you
And
know?
sometimes he lets him go so that he can get
Yeah,
the angle.
yeah.
So I look at it this way and I think to myself, offensively though, Duncan couldn't do what Wemby did. Duncan didn't have the handles.
But
Duncan couldn't shoot a three.
they're kind of playing two different positions too.
They're both bigs.
They're both bigs, yeah, I get that, but it's two different styles. But the thing is, Wemby, in order to be like in that GOAT conversation, you need to win in big moments.
Right.
You know, you need to
And
win in big moments, and
and
that's going to count in
that
the playoffs.
that Chicago game though is the
Yeah.
confidence. Think about that last play that he had against the Bulls. Not only did he have the game-winning shot with the 40 seconds to go, but before that, knocking down the three-pointer to tie the game was also key because he got the big shot, boom, with a minute to go in the game, tied it up. But what did he do, Joe? Did he defer to Fox?
No,
Did he defer to Castle? It might have been the first time we've ever seen him do this to Harrison Barnes. Stand down. I'm not asking for a screen. Did you hear me call for a screen? What are you doing coming at me? Go back to where you were. Puts Vucevic on skates. Buries the three. Had all the confidence in the world. Everybody in the building knew it was going to go in.
yeah,
When Wemby shoots threes, I'm sometimes kind of cringing a little bit because he shoots 33% accuracy. But I would have bet my mortgage if that was going to go in. The second I saw Vucevic on skates, I knew it was going to go in. So we're seeing the evolution of a player, Joe. And again, he's the exact same age as Tim Duncan was when Tim Duncan was a rookie. So compare Tim Duncan as a rookie to what Wemby is as a 30-year player because they're the same age.
yeah. But they're not the same type of player, though, Mike.
Nobody is, Joe.
Wem-
No, there's no other Tim Duncan. There's no other Wemby.
I'm just saying
You have
that
to- you have
you're
to
comparing them, but in the hindsight, Wemby hasn't really showed you anything yet. In context of he might look good in the regular season, but where it really matters is the playoffs.
Right,
Wemby
Joe,
can go
but you
ahead and
did-
score 30, 40 points every single game from here on to the end of the season. What matters most is what he's going to do in a play-in game, in a
But that's
playoff
said-
game.
that-
That's how he's going to be
that's
judged.
that could be said about anybody, Joe. And nine times
Yeah.
out of 10, stars rise to the occasion. The only stars that don't rise to the occasion are like James Harden, right? Though that's a star that, Steve Nash, that ball out during the regular season, Carmelo Anthony, that ball out in the regular season.
Don't forget about
And then,
Kawhi.
Well, no, Kawhi is a two-time Finals MVP.
But
Kawhi has
Kawhi lately hasn't shown up in the playoffs because he gets injured.
Kawhi is a Hall of Famer because of what he did in the playoffs, what he did against Philadelphia with that amazing fadeaway three-point shot that killed Joel Embiid, took the soul out of Joel Embiid. Kawhi is an injured player, but Kawhi, he's also probably faking half of it anyway. But you can say about everybody, Joe. I mean, you we're seeing that in the NFL right now, right? It's like, why is Patrick Mahomes 6-1 odds win MVP when right now they're on the outside looking in on the playoffs? It's because he's accomplished it before. But that's not to say that Drake May can't do it. That's not to say that Bo Nix can't do it or that Danny
But
Dimes
Wemby's
can't
not
do
a
it.
GOAT yet. He ain't done shit yet. He ain't done nothing.
But you have to. But no one becomes a GOAT overnight, Joe.
So he's a GOAT now? No, bro. He ain't a GOAT.
The masterpieces, Joe, the biggest masterpieces that you see at the Louvre were not drawn overnight. We're not painted overnight. We're not sculpted overnight. Again, the whole Spurs mantra, pound the rock, embrace the mundane, embrace the boring. That is all an evolution. And you cannot deny, Joe. I know you're being a hater towards Wemby.
No, I'm being honest. Like, what has he done yet? He hasn't done
can't
anything.
you can't deny the evolution that we're seeing, because if you are, then you're doubting your own vision, Joe.
No, I'm just saying he's gotten better. No doubt. I said, Mira Wemby, and I give the little golf clap. I said, Mira Wemby. He has a good game.
Then don't discount the evolution that we're seeing upon us, because
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's not a GOAT right now.
well, of course he's not. It's going to be 15
Yeah.
years down the road. But
Yeah,
but
of
you
course.
but you have to see the momentum building and everything is trending in the right direction. The idea, I think the problem that people have is that they say, well, how can you compare them to the GOAT? We've had Tim Duncan, we've had David Robinson. It's because I'm comparing them to where Duncan was right now at age 21. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know who was trying to call us. Sorry.
someone's trying to call in,
Yeah, I don't know who
but
it was.
it's funny because everybody outside of San Antonio sees it for what it is, and if you see what's going on right now, is the fact that the Spurs are 8-2, are ahead of schedule, are scarier than and deeper than most people think, and it's taking a while for it's almost like San Antonio fans, Spurs fans,
Yeah.
are kind of afraid to ride the wave because everyone else sees it, and it's like too good to be true. It's too good to be true.
You know what? Let's go ahead and play that video, man. And that way we can go ahead and discuss what I want to discuss. And this is the comments by one Boogie Cousins.
How long is the video?
Yeah, it's just 1 minute and 44 seconds.
Oh, perfect.
We're not
Perfect.
going to play the full thing.
No,
Go ahead.
we'll play the full thing because I have to be out for 1 second.
Got you. Go ahead.
This dude is, man, I'm running out of words, honestly. Like this, we might be witnessing one of the greatest basketball player in the making. Like, with
One of the
each
most
game.
unique for sure.
I've never seen this. I mean,
Like we throw greatest around
to
real
clear
lightly.
the team out, go into a
But-
hezzy crossover to a
Yes.
pull up.
My,
At 7'6".
my feelings are back.
Are you back?
Are you feeling tingly?
Wait,
today?
were they fizzling?
38, 12, 5,
Why you
5,
keep tingling?
and 5.
Tingling.
Tingle
Did
away.
you watch this man play basketball?
That
It's
don't make me
beautiful.
tingle. I don't care what he do.
10 for 10 from the free throw
Listen,
line.
he can shoot
6
a
for
hook
9
shot from the
three.
other end of the floor. I ain't
It'd
tingling.
be like the
You're dead
seventh
inside.
coolest thing. He took a
You're
hook
dead
shot. It'd be the
inside.
7th coolest thing he did last
Get
night.
your tingles under control. bro.
Stop. Let him go.
Get your emotions
By the
right,
way,
man.
he had 5 blocks last night. This
Yeah.
is his normal day at the office. What he averages. Like this guy, he's unbelievable. The idea that my 7'5" and growing
Whatever, yeah.
franchise player has the ball in his hand. So they go to come to the screen and he says, nope, skirt, and then just almost makes Vucevic fall, who's my boy. But he almost touched the earth just to like a game winner, just dagger. Like it's unbelievable, the skill set and the length. Like Boogie said, I don't know what else to say.
Like, how do you
besides,
guard
my
this?
good, like he almost fell dead ass. It's
You can't, because you can't send a trap to him because he got a live dribble and he's looking over you.
I mean,
So
even if you trap him, he literally just holds the ball
so you
over
can't,
you.
you can't guard him at the three-point line because he has every option in the world. He got triple threat, he got live dribble, he got everything. He got an ISO. It's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is what Vucevic did, which is get a hand up, contest, and live with the results.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
a lot of interesting talk about all that because I think a lot of Spurs fans, Joe, you included, would be like, "We'll do it consistently."
Well, look at what he's
Well-
doing. He did it against Vujicic.
Yeah,
Why
and all-
doesn't he do that against the Joker? Do that against Giannis.
has he played Giannis and Joker yet this year?
I'm just saying. That's what I want to see. Like, if it comes to that, where the Spurs are like, you know what? A 3 will go ahead and win the game for you.
Vucevic
Or
is
last second shot.
Vucevic is an all-star.
He's a scrub, bro, compared
He's an-
to superstars, legit superstars, right?
Okay,
If
well, the
Wemby's going to
Spurs-
be in the GOAT conversation, then show up against the other GOATs.
Spurs have not played any of those teams. So how can he do that?
I'm just saying, when he does, when he gets the opportunity to go up against some of the best, you got to show out, dude.
Yeah, July 26th, bringing up the fact that he did it to Giannis one time in the past. He did.
Yeah, well,
He balled out against Giannis in the
let's
past.
see. We'll see.
So the thing is that you look at a good game, right? Because Wemby has off nights shooting the 3, right? He has off nights where he goes 1 for 5, 1 for 6. But I think what ends up happening, Joe, and this is the reason why he's must-watch TV, and the reason why ESPN and The Athletic have ranked the Spurs as must-watch TV when it comes to the NBA. They have Oklahoma City, Houston, and the Spurs as must-watch TV in the NBA. Why? Because you never know what you're going to get with Wemby. Because his potential, his ceiling is a 40 and 15 game against the Mavericks. His ceiling is going 6 for 9, 38 points, 18 points in the fourth quarter, getting 13 rebounds, getting 4 or 5 blocks along the way. His ceiling is so high that it makes it must-watch TV. And does he do that every game? No, but guess what, Joe? There's not one player who's 7'4", 7'5", who's done that every day. We can't expect it to happen every day. We can't expect him to go shoot 6 for 9 from three because that's a 67% clip. No one's going to shoot 67%
What's
from
the
three.
life expectancy of a player that's over 7 foot?
Usually about 33.
Right? 30, 33 years of age, they start to decline. And that's because their bodies are just built different than your typical basketball player because of their height, right? Because
Well,
of the knees and all that.
I'm not going to go that
feet.
with I'm not going to go that with Wemby though, because there's a lot of difference between the 7-footers of the past. You know, the Bill
You
Walt.
but it's still, if you look at the statistics, Mike, and what happens with the player of that size,
It's different, dude.
the numbers don't lie to you, man. It's like you have a life expectancy that might be a little bit shorter than somebody else.
Well,
The thing is with
Bill Walton, for example. Go
Mhm.
ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, I'm just saying, like, one of the things that Spurs fans, I think, and me especially, I know this for a fact. That's why I kind of want to see things faster out of Wemby than people are just, oh, let's wait around. It's like the clock is ticking, man. The life expectancy isn't as long as you guys think. The window is shorter. It's a smaller window. I just want to see him do great. I want to see him take this Spurs team and go far into the playoffs. I want to see the team do well. I'm just saying, I just wanted to give it a 20 games to see how he's doing. And everybody's like, oh, you hate Wemby. I don't hate Wemby. I want to see Wemby do great things out there.
Well, the thing is that you look at Duncan, for example. What was Duncan's dimensions? Duncan was 7 foot, 250. I'm looking that up right now. Wemby is 7'5", 7'4", 7'5", and he's 235, 236.
Yeah.
So he's 5 inches taller, 15 pounds skinnier. And the same goes when it comes to body dimensions to Bill Walton, Ralph Sampson, the Mark Eatons of the world, who all had plantar fasciitis. Duncan had plantar fasciitis. You see these big players from back in the day, Shaq, all those guys. Those guys, were 280, 290, 300 pounds. Wemby's stretching that he does pregame, the whole thing that he has going on, is different. It's different. He's been prepared for this a lot differently compared to other players. There's so much to be said about the importance of stretching and the important. And if you've seen pregame what he does before, while everyone's doing the layup lines and his stretching that is being done beforehand, not only to him, but he has doctors that do that and follow up on him. It is different, dude. The medicine's different. The body is different. The nutrition's different. I'm hopeful that he's going to be able to keep this up for a longer period of time.
What happened with Anthony Davis, bro? Look at his decline. It's already happening.
Well,
And
Anthony
he's
Davis,
injured a lot because why? His height. And he's a skinny guy, man. He's like thin compared to other people of his size that have played that position.
do you think Anthony Davis takes care of his body the same way that Victor Wembanyama does?
How do we know he doesn't?
Because he doesn't have 3 or 4 full-time employees following him around.
Why haven't seen pictures of him out there training with the monks, Mike? Is that what you want?
Well, it's beyond that, Joe. He has Wemby is a science experiment. Wemby has
So Wemby's gonna define the odds. Is gonna defy the odds, is what you're saying.
people always do. Look at I'll give you an example, Joe. How often do 6'9", 300-pound players, 6'9", 280 players go 25 years in the NBA, 22 years in the NBA without having major injury? Because that's what LeBron James did. I know LeBron's been out this year, but you go from age 19 to age 40. LeBron James, with that body size, we were told from the very beginning that's not going to be durable. He's going to be
How
too heavy to
big
play.
is he? He's like what, 6'9", 250 at the time?
Oh, he's probably. I mean, 250
He-
is generous.
That was
man.
back in the day, dude. That was back in the day. He's put on some muscle since he started, from his rookie year to now. But he was an enigma too, because at his size, his athleticism, speed, and all that, he was considered one of the greats.
He's listed as 250, but I'm going to call him 270. It
Yeah.
is what it is, man. It's kind of like, but it's the opposite of like Zion Williamson. Do you think Zion Williamson takes care of his body? He's been doing better this year, but do you think he does?
No, he can tell, dude.
If you look at Wemby, Wemby has all these doctors and sports scientists and whatnot that have been
Always
following him his
stretching him
entire
out and
career.
whatnot. Yeah.
He's also been a professional from the very beginning of time. He's been a professional since he was in where everyone else is playing high school ball, he was playing professional ball. It's different the way that he has been brought up into the league, and the amount of attention and the amount of attention, coaching, and medicine that goes into making Wemby do what he does. He's not a one person deal, man. He's a sign. You know what he is, Joe? I'll tell you what he is.
What is he?
He's Drago from Rocky 4 without the steroids.
Without the juice.
Remember how they had all the scientists looking at him, and he's doing curls. And, he's running around the track and all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm just
Drago.
saying, look, man, I'm just saying, like, to me, it's like you look at all these big men, and notoriously their shelf life is a little shorter. I'm just saying, I know they're like, oh, let's wait. I want to see him do something now versus rather than later. I want to see the Spurs like be in that conversation, go far in the playoffs. It's like, what are we waiting on? It's like, to me, I'm just still going to go ahead and go by what science tells me, by what I've seen as far as the data goes, is sometimes these big men have a shorter lifespan, a shorter NBA lifespan. And I'm just going to go with that and just hope that, Wemby puts on a hell of a show this season, gets the Spurs far into the playoffs, further into the playoffs than just a play-in, right? You want to see the Spurs maybe go as high as what you said, Mike, number 3. To me, I was like, man, if they can go to 5, that's really exceeding expectations. But what if they start flirting? They F around and find out, and they flirt with the 3 position.
Yeah, what it was. Spurs
Wow.
Spurs got to get to 4 to host have home court advantage in a playoff series.
Can you
Now
imagine the atmosphere? How would that atmosphere factor in? That would be a disadvantage to the opposing team, because this crowd would get loud, dude.
But that Padre can't afford to go, so we should have that
Padre, man. God don't like liars, Padre.
game. Golden State Warriors got thumped yesterday by the Oklahoma City Thunder. It's funny how we talked about this earlier this week, that I believe there's only 2 teams in the top tier in the NBA. That's the Thunder and the Nuggets, right? They have the experience, but there's a big tier 2 in my eyes when it comes to about 6 or 7 teams that are tier 2, and the Spurs are in there. OKC obviously is a top tier team.
Yeah.
Golden State, I mean, I know that Curry had an illness earlier this year and he missed, or he was struggling with an illness, Joe. But are we really to believe that Golden State is actually a very competitive team? That they're better than the Spurs?
No, they're going to be circling the drain, dude. I'll be surprised if they make that final play-in spot. They ain't the team they used to be.
They're not. They don't have Klay Thompson anymore. Klay Thompson's circling the drain for the Mavericks right now. But last night, they go into OKC and they lose by 24 points, 126-102. Golden State has fallen to 6-6, so they're a 500 team after 12 games.
Yep.
And look at this lineup that you had for Golden State yesterday, and that we're going to expect to see over here in San Antonio for back-to-back games at the Frost Bank Center. Jimmy Butler. How old is Jimmy Butler, man? Jimmy Butler had 12 points yesterday. 36-year-old Jimmy Butler. So this isn't Jimmy Butler from back in the day. This is 36-year-old Jimmy Butler. Had 12 points. Draymond Green. Draymond Green is 35. So let's count this roster here. 36 and 35. Steph Curry, an all-time top 10 great, 37. So you have a starter who's 37, 36, 35, and then you have some dude named, well, we know Jonathan Kuminga. He's 23 years old. Jonathan Kuminga has been 23 years old for 5 years. And who the hell is Quentin Post? He was your starting center. 25-year-old from Boston College. I mean, that window's shut, Joe.
Yeah.
If it was the escalators, Joe, at Ingram Park Mall, we're going up the escalator, and what are they doing, Joe? They're on the other side, going down the escalator.
Oh, God.
That's what's going on. Joe, Spurs have 5 home games in a row, all winnable games. I think worst case scenario, they're 3-2 in those games, which brings the record to, let's add it up, 3-2, 8-2.
Carry the
11-4, Joe. 11-4, worst case scenario. By the way,
impressive. You didn't even have to do that math on your hands or on your phone, looking at the calculator.
Oh, I didn't wear any shoes, so I was using my toes.
Show your feet.
Show my feet.
Show your feet, your pedicured feet.
Oh, they are pedicured.
I know. Because we always making fun of you, bro. We're always making fun of you because you show pictures of you when you're getting the pedicure and you're sitting down in the chair.
Love it, dude. Love a pedicure, man.
The Spurs got a 5-game homestand coming up. I understand that. They have this game here back to back to start the homestand against the Warriors. Warriors aren't the team they used to be, but you got to think at some point in time here, maybe the Warriors get a split. That's all they can hope for. But
Right.
realistically, I mean, you want the Spurs to just blow them out of the water. Send a message, and hopefully Wemby and Fox and the supporting cast there, they have a good game. Let's be honest, Mike. One thing that the Spurs are going to need moving forward is they're going to need some consistency out of their bench. That bench needs to show up almost every single game.
Well, and that's why we were talking about earlier. Who is the Robin to Batman, to Wemby's Batman rather? Is it Castle? Is it Vassell? Is it Harper? Is it whomever? Analytically, Joe, the analytics say that the Spurs' best second player, maybe not the best player, maybe not
Most
the most
valuable?
maybe the most valuable, but analytically is who, Joe?
Big elote,
The
big
big
elote.
elote. So tell me about
See,
that, Joe.
what do we say on the show, Mike? People lie, women lie, the numbers don't lie, right? The numbers they do not lie. And this is from our friend, good friend of a show here, Paul Garcia.
Mhm.
So he's putting up some numbers, man. And look at what he says. Here's an update on the Spurs defense, both with and without Wemby and Cornette. As we know him, French Vanilla on the front court following the Chicago game, right?
Mhm.
So this is per GTC, he's saying. Look at the defense, Mike. Look at the numbers. It says defense with Wemby on the floor and per the 705 possessions. 103.7 points per 100, right? So they're in the 97th percentile, which is elite. And that's with when you have Wemby on the floor. Now look at what happens, Mike. You want to read that number there?
Yes, it's defense with Wemby off the floor, 271 possessions. It's 133.5 points per 100 shots taken. So basically, the Spurs give up,
Bad.
basically 15 more buckets per 100 shots when Wemby's off the court. But when Wemby's gone and Cornette's in there, it's not so bad. It's
serviceable.
it's serviceable.
And
And
look at that.
when they're both off the court, the Spurs just absolutely suck.
Look at what it says.
But French
0
Vanilla,
percentile.
but French Vanilla, when the Spurs have both of them in,
Look
the
at that.
Spurs are on the 100 percentile, the best percentile possible. So the French
Who would've
Vanilla
thought?
connection, which is what brought the Spurs back against the Bulls in the last game. Tonight, Spurs are 4.5
Yeah.
point favorites against the Golden State Warriors. That's going to be a fun game to watch. The game of the night, though, is going to be at Oklahoma City on ESPN at 8:30. You got the Lakers on the road. Luka Doncic going up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. SGA, last year's MVP, going up against who I think will be this year's MVP in Luka
Luka.
Doncic. Yeah.
That's funny to go and show you what happens when you have two of your big men on the court together, right? And the Cornette and Wemby, the French Vanilla connection. It's a real thing, man. I think if you're the head coach, you're going to have to go ahead and really think about how many minutes are you going to play these guys together, and when are you going to play them on the court at the same time together? Are you going to play them at the end of quarters? Is Cornette going to be a closer on the court with Wemby?
He probably is, and that's a very good point, Joe, is because the Spurs need Cornette out there for when Wemby's out, because the numbers show that when Wemby's on the court defensively, it is a parade to the rim. There's nobody back there to block shots, nobody there to defend the paint the way that Wemby can. Cornette comes back from that sprained ankle. He now has the ability to patrol the area, and they're not as bad. The problem with that, though, is that the Spurs might fall behind in the game and might have to go with that French Vanilla connection in the fourth quarter, simply because they just need to have their best five out there. And it's like, well, wouldn't you want that French Vanilla connection to be in the second quarter as well, to like build up a lead, as opposed to Why are we trying to catch up in the fourth with that lineup when we could be
Yeah.
using that lineup to build a lead? Is what I'm saying. But you know what? He is not, and I say he being the big Elote, Luke Cornett, has not been one to play a lot of minutes in a
Yeah.
game. He's usually a 19 to 20 minute per game kind of guy, but we kind of need him 26 to 28. You know why? That Sohan guy ain't working, man.
Where's he at, Mike? On the bench.
Hanging out with Carter Bryant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
warming
coulda
up
been
that bench.
That was me one time. That was me one time.
Remember when I was out there last season?
I believe it or not, I used to be the starting point guard of this team.
Uh, what's his name gonna be, Mike?
At the end of the season, Sohan will be gone.
Gone. It's gonna be gone.
Yep. And the Spurs would have had 3 first-round draft picks in 2022. Blake Wesley, Malachi Branham, gone. Sohan, gone.
Who's his replacement?
Carter Bryant, already on the court.
Yeah,
Carter Bryant can't do anything offensively either. So it's like, hey, we already have one of those guys.
and he doesn't have to. We don't have to pay him $23 million a year. You know. Oh God, dude.
Tony says, why not test the French Vanilla Supreme? With Cornette, Wemby, and Kelly Olynyk out there. I have no idea what Kelly Olynyk's racial composition is, but that dude's big.
Yeah. He's got some girth to him, Mike.
Tony
Kelly
says,
Olynyk's a big guy, dude, and he's serviceable. I mean, he's not going to be the best defender that you have out there, but he's all right. I mean, he's not Bryn Forbes from back in the day. You put Bryn Forbes and Marco Beninelli on the court at the same time back in the day. That was Coach Pop waving the white flag.
JHNSB calling him Jeremy's so gone.
So gone. Put it on his shirt. Put it on his shirt. You would wear that at the arena, by the way, Mike.
Tony says, I haven't seen Carter Bryant make a layup yet. Dude, I mean, they can't shoot. It just is what it is.
Let's make a custom number 10. Gone Spurs jersey of reality. I wonder if they would put that on the back of a jersey over there at the Spurs. When the Spurs are playing a game at the Frost Center. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want a number 10 jersey. Can you put "So Gone" on the back? Oh my God! And what were your thoughts? Because I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday. The news breaking that they fired the Mavs finally fired
the GM
Nico. Mm-hmm.
Do you know who doesn't get any shade for this? Who should? Shouldn't Mark Cuban get some shade for this? He
doesn't even own the team anymore.
He's the one who hired Nico. And Nico had no experience running an NBA franchise, had no experience working for an NBA team. It was a bad hire. It was a tone deaf hire. Mark Cuban's responsible for all this. And he's sitting there, I never would have allowed that to happen. But still.
Yeah. Do you know what the debacle was though, Mike? Nico did this trade with Luka, knowing that he wasn't getting ample compensation. But he wanted to pull the trigger as fast as possible because he wanted to go ahead and nullify the backlash from the fans. Because once word got out that this was going to happen, what happened with the fan base? They went nuts. And what happens now at Mavs games? You still see Donick, right? Jerseys, whether they be Mavs or they be Lakers. Mm-hmm. They still have a lot of love for him. This is going to go down as one of the worst trades in NBA history. Ever.
It already is, man. It is. It already is, and it's going to follow Nico Harrison around for the rest of his career. There's not one job that he's going to be able to go do where he's going to be able to live this down.
Is he going to ever sniff the court again as being a job again as being a GM?
Never in basketball.
I don't think so
in
either,
basketball.
Dude.
He's done for. He is done for. Let's give some love to PF Chang's La Cantera. They power the chat that we have here on our show, and they do a fantastic job. It's Wednesday Wines Day over there, half off bottles of champagne and wine. They also have those new drink specials at $8.99 a pop. I like it, dude. I like it. Lemon drop martini. Can't go wrong with that. Let's show some love to PF Chang's La Cantera and Sean Quintero, who helps run the show over there at PF Chang's La Cantera.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
And don't be like Joe. Eat the lychee. If you get the lychee martini over there, $8.99 all day over there at PF Chang's La Cantera, eat the lychee. I know it looks gross, but Joe,
Look like a moco, dude.
it's delicious, Joe.
It looked like a moco in my freaking martini, bro. I'm like, I ain't eating that, dude.
Jonathan Search is out and says, Mike pockets give love to Chang's, but his heart really loves Ting Hao.
The hell with Ding Hao, bro.
Oh, how was your adventure over there to China Rose?
No, it was good. Had my little nieces with me. It was good. We all had some hood Chinese food over there, at China Rose.
It reminds me because you mentioned lemon chicken. So I went with my sister one time to I don't know if I've told the story, but we went to Chinatown here in Houston because we take Gabby from San Antonio to Baton Rouge whenever I was taking her to LSU. And we would stop at Chinatown because my daughter, she loves Asian food, right?
Yeah.
So she does not like Chinese. She likes, Thai and Korean and all that stuff, right? But we stopped at a Chinese restaurant there in Chinatown on Bel Air. There's like literally 200-300 restaurants just back to back to back to back to back. They're all Asian flavor. And they're legit traditional. And my sister's there telling me, why don't you just order us like all these big plates and we can all share? I'm like, okay, cool. They had like a big old lazy Susan in the front, middle of the table. And she goes, get like orders of lemon chicken. And I said, they don't have lemon chicken. And she goes, well, no. I mean, like just lemon chicken. I mean, it's lemon chicken. And I kept on telling her, you do realize that lemon chicken is not Chinese food.
It's American.
It's not. It's American food.
Yeah.
We're
It's like a fortune cookie, bro.
We're at a traditional Chinese restaurant. They do not have lemon chicken. That is an Americanized bastardization of Chinese food. It's
good.
Food. It's fried chicken with lemon sauce.
Hey man, and you know what? The best part of going over there to China Rose is that it's made by what? Bunch of Mexicanos in the back of the kitchen. By Chewy, your cousin Chewy or somebody,
And they're banging that
Tejano?
the Radio Jalapeno KEDA in the background, right? Dude,
La Ley from back in the day.
La Ley, yeah. Dude, I remember back in my old neighborhood, I would go walking or jogging, during the afternoons, and you'd see them, working on the houses, and they're hammering away and all that stuff, and it's hot outside, and they're all in long sleeves and jeans and whatnot because it's just for protection and whatnot. And they're listening to Tejano music the entire time, right? But on Fridays, Joe, they would play nothing but female music. It was the funniest thing, dude. It was like I'd be running up and down the street. They'd be playing J-Lo. They'd be playing Lady Gaga, Paula Abdul, Janet Jackson, Beyonce. And it's like, why is it on Fridays that these home builders would play that music instead of, the traditional
breaking out the Spice Girls.
Pretty much. Pretty much, dude. They love Lady Gaga, man.
God,
they love
bro.
Lady Gaga. Man, Joe, I gotta sell my tickets to go see Ralph Barbosa. I gotta put them
I
back
know
on.
you were telling me, man.
Yeah, I bought those tickets for Chica, then we ended up buying a trip and all that stuff. I have like 6 row seats to Ralph Barbosa that I gotta sell, dude. Because I was like, I'll just give them away, and Chica's like, the hell you are.
Give them away.
The amount that you spent on that, the hell you are. Let's see how much they're going for, Joe. I'm going to go on SeatGeek real fast.
Yeah. You know what? I was going to have this as our next topic of discussion as you come back, and let us know what's going on with the tickets. Hoops Hype had released something that I thought interesting. So they're talking about the top 20 players so far in the NBA season per Hoops Hype's global ranking, and they say, "Sorry, America, there's going to be 8 years in a row without an MVP." So they're showing you who the best players are in the top 20, and guess what the Spurs have, dude? They have 2 players in the top 20.
Really?
Yep.
That's
So
nice.
let us know what are the tickets going for right now?
From where I'm at, because I'm in the fifth row,
Yeah.
278.
Okay.
So Ralph Barbosa is going to be in the Majestic Theater. He has a 7 o'clock performance and a 9:30 performance. It's the week of Christmas, I believe. It's like the 21st or something like that.
Yeah.
I forgot what day it is, but it's somewhere around the 19th, 21st, right around there of December. It's gonna be at the Majestic Theater.
All right. So let's go ahead and get into the discussion. And look at this. This is per Hoops Hype. Again, top 20 players so far this season per Hoops Hype's global ranking. And here is the graphic for everybody to see. Number 1, they have the Joker, right? At number 2, they have Shy Gilgeous.
Which
Number
and he's Canadian.
He's Canadian. They have Giannis, and of course,
He's Greek.
he's from Greek. And look at how they have at number 4, Wemby. Mira Wemby. And Wemby's what? He's French,
Right.
right? And it goes on. They have Tyrese Maxey, Cade Cunningham, Julius Randle, Donovan Mitchell, Luka Doncic, Alperen Sengun. They have Jalen Duren, Jalen Brunson, Devin Booker, Austin Reeves, Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Giddey, Kevin Durant, Laurie Markkinen. At number 19, who do we see here? Your son,
Stephon Castle.
Stephon Castle. Number 20, they have Paolo Banchero.
I think that the interesting thing about Stephon Castle is that he is so good despite the fact that he has 2 obvious flaws. And I don't know what to make out of it, Joe. Does he just shoot his way out of it? Does he try to just simply get better? I saw a stat, I'm going to look it up right now, that he has the second worst 3-point shooting in the entire NBA right now. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
So 3-point shooting right now for the season, he averages 4.4 3-point attempts per game. Right? So we're what? 10 games in, so he shot 44 attempts. He's 11 for 44. He's a 25% 3-point shooter, down from last year at 28.5. He's also one of the league leaders when it comes to turnovers per game. No longer the league leader, but he's still at 4.3, up from 2.2 last year. Obvious flaws, Joe. Is it time for the Spurs to tell Castle to lay off the 3-point shot? No different than the Spurs told Wemby to lay off the 3-point shot.
How do you know it's not Mitch out there telling him, let him fly?
Well, see, the thing is, Joe, there's nothing wrong with the shot, dude. The form looks good. The elbow looks like it's in the right place. The rotation looks good on the release. It's not going in. And you know why they don't go in, Joe? He doesn't
Why?
have the confidence to shoot the 3. Like
That's just between the years, bro. I mean, you got to just keep shooting.
well, no different than the free throw line, dude. But at some point, he's a year and a half in, Joe. He's a career 27% 3-point shooter. Just can't do it. Now, you know who else was also a crappy 3-point shooter for his career, but was really good? Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant
You
couldn't make
said
a
Kobe
3.
wasn't even in the top 10 in your mind.
Analytically, he's not either. Kobe Bryant was a 29% 3-point shooter for his career. It's like 30%.
Oh my!
32, I think is what it was.
I'm going to show you a picture of the doll. Show us on the doll where Kobe hurt you, bro.
Probably the same place where he raped that girl in Colorado, but that's a different story
Oh,
for a different day. Want to pretend like that didn't happen?
Crickets, Mike.
Yeah, Tony are now saying Kawhi couldn't shoot threes early in his career too, Mike, but he turned it around at some point. There's some people who just can't. Okay, so Tony says Castle has confidence. That guy's dog. He has confidence driving into the bucket. He has confidence with mid-range jumpers. He has confidence when it comes to picking passing lanes. He has confidence in so many different ways. Sometimes when Castle's at the free throw line, you know he's going to miss it because his eyes tell you he's going to miss it. We saw that in Dallas early on in the season. There's sometimes he goes to the free throw line. He looks like he wants no part of it. The 3-point shot is a little bit of a hitch every once in a while, a little bit of a hesitancy. It doesn't go up the same way that Vassell shoots it, because when Vassell believes that he's going to make every 3-point shot. Vassell believes he's going to make every 3-point shot. Champagne believes he's going to make all his 3-point shots. Barnes believes they're all going to go in. Keldon shoots like he just wants to hit the rim. Castle shoots like he wants to hit the rim. Keldon's Keldon, man. Castle, it just feels like he just wants to hit the rim. Just don't airball this thing. Man, Fox had an awful airball in the game against Chicago. Pulled up from 4 feet behind the 3-point line. Missed the rim by about 2 feet to the right. It was awful. Sometimes people just got to stick with their game plan. Like do what you do best. Go drive in, do mid-range game. There's nothing wrong with Castle being DeMar DeRozan, is what I'm saying. DeMar DeRozan couldn't shoot a 3 either.
That's true. He couldn't shoot a 3, but I mean, he was just mid-range DeMar DeRozan, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But he started shooting 3s when he was at, his last season here with the Spurs. Started making an effort.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and see where the standings are. We had talked about it kind of briefly, though, but standings for the NBA right now. Western Conference got the Spurs at number 2, only behind the Oklahoma City Thunder at number 1. Oklahoma only lost 1 game so far at 11-1. Spurs are sitting pretty at 8-2, and right now at number 3 we have the Denver Nuggets at 8-2, and then the Lakers at 8-3, Rockets at 6-3. And you have the Wolves at number 6 at 7-4. To round out your top 10, you have the Phoenix Suns, Portland Trailblazers, Golden State Warriors, and the Utah Jazz at number 10.
Okay, so look at that number right there, Joe. What's the number 10 spot?
Number 10, 4-7.
Okay, look how bad that is, Joe.
I know.
To
all
make
bunched up.
to make the play-in tournament, you're telling me just 30 wins? Because that's what that extrapolates to, is a 30-win season.
Oh God, dude. 38 wins. You're gonna be a shoe-in for what? Flirting with the number 9?
41. Yeah, 41 and 41 gets you at the number 9 or 8.
Jeez.
So 7-4. So we're a game and a half above the pace. Actually over the 7th spot, where that's what 8-6-5. We're 2.5 games ahead of the Suns. Is that's the marker between the 6th and the 7th spot in the Western Conference, right? Because top 6 make the playoffs, 7 through 10 go into the play-in tournament. Joe, Mavericks suck. 3-8.
Yeah, they do.
But guess what,
That's
Joe?
a lottery team.
We have some proving to do down the road, like you said, with the Denver Nuggets. Some proving what to do with Oklahoma City. I don't anticipate the Spurs being better than those teams, but to say that the Spurs are the 3rd or 4th best team in the West is more than what we would have asked for had we known going into this season, Joe. That's the beauty of it all. And when you have the best player on the court, you have a chance. When you have the player with the highest ceiling on the court, there's always a puncher's chance that the Spurs can get it. Let's talk about the NFL. Cowboys. Look at NFL Tankathon, Joe. Right now, if the season ended right now, of course, the Cowboys would get 2 first-round draft picks. Why, Joe? Got rid of Michael Parsons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So right now, with a 3-5-1 record, the Cowboys would be drafted at number 12. Okay, which is kind of like where they're always at.
Well, their odds improved because you said that Green Bay is on the decline.
And Green Bay's pick right now is at number 21. So the Cowboys would be picking at 12 and 21. They could always package them and go up to number 6 or 7, potentially. But 12 and 21. The belief is that Cowboy fans got to cheer for 2 things. They got to cheer for the Packers to lose. And Joe, I don't know if you're okay with this, Joe, but shouldn't Cowboy fans be cheering for losses at this point?
The Cowboys really have nothing more to play for other than just pride. I mean, if you're a Cowboys fan and you want the team to do better, you're hoping the team just loses every single game moving forward. That way they can go ahead and get a better draft pick in the upcoming draft. But the problem is, do the Cowboys even own their draft pick?
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
So according to the mock draft right now, if the Cowboys were to pick at 12, this is according to tankathon.com, my Saints would still get Fernando Mendoza at number 2, the quarterback from Indiana. I'm fine with that. The Cowboys at 12 could get Jeremiah Love, who's a stud running back for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And at 21, get David Bailey, the edge from Texas Tech. Okay. I think it's interesting that the Cowboy fans are really have to. Jerry Jones needs to sell optimism, and the optimism that he's going to sell right now is what? We got a lot of picks. That's the optimism that he's selling because this season is over. And not only is it over, Joe, we're going to be reminded that it's over because the Cowboys have nothing but primetime matchups. They've got a Super Bowl, a Thanksgiving Day game.
Thursday.
They've got games on Monday Night Football still to come.
Yep.
And why the NFL would decide to play the Cowboys on Monday Night Football at the end of the season when we know that there's a good chance that they weren't going to be there is beyond me.
Has to do with ratings. All eyes are on the Star, whether they win or lose, whatever. Don't matter. People still watching them. Even the haters tune in and watch.
But it's not as much if they're out of contention, Joe. Once they're out of contention, it just falls off.
They still gonna watch.
It's going to fall off a little bit. I mean, maybe not off a cliff, but it's going to fall off. Here are the games this Thursday. We'll give our predictions for tomorrow, but some big games coming up. You have the Buccaneers against the Bills, Joe. 2 6-3 teams going up against each other in Buffalo. Buffalo favored by 5.5 points. That's going to be a good game. You have the Packers on the road against the Giants. The Giants are going to be starting Jameis Winston this weekend.
They got no other choice.
Chargers on the road against the Jaguars. The Jaguars coming off a disappointing loss to the Texans. Ravens going on the road against the Browns. Ravens pick up this game, Joe. Guess what? They're 5-5.
Getting stronger.
Chiefs at Broncos. Broncos underdogs by 3.5 points, despite the fact that they're 5-0 at home, despite the fact they're 8-2, and despite the fact that they're 2.5 games ahead of the Chiefs in the same division. The disrespect. You tell me I can get the Broncos at plus 170? I'll take it.
I would take that bet.
And Monday Night Football has a combined record. This is the Cowboys against the Raiders. Combined record of 5-12-1.
No.
That's
going to be a stinky game. That's going to be a bad game.
I might skip that one. But the Sunday night game is interesting, Joe. 6-3 Detroit Lions against the 7-2 Philadelphia Eagles.
This one's going to be an interesting one because you would think the Lions have a better defense. Not a better defense, a better offense, right? But that Eagles defense, man, tends to keep them in games. And the thing that this Eagles team just keeps doing is they keep finding ways to win. I think this is not going to be an offensive showing for either team. It's going to be very low scoring. It might be ugly at times, but ultimately, if it stays low scoring, it's going to play to the Eagles' favor. I think the Eagles will be able to beat the Lions.
It's almost like there are some teams that bring out the best in you.
Yeah.
The Eagles bring out the worst in you. It's like you play down to our level. We're not going to play up to your level. You play down to our level. Let's see how bad you can be. It reminds me of a fantasy football team where you have a really good record, but it's only good because you're playing teams that just happen to be playing their worst week of the year. Yeah. I had this one guy who made the playoffs in fantasy football. He went like 12-1, but his team sucked, and we all knew it sucked. It's just that if he had been in any other schedule, he would have not made the playoffs. It's like that with the Eagles, man. The Eagles, I don't know if they force you down to that level, or if you just happen to have a bad day and it just happens to be that you're playing the Eagles. The Eagles, man, they win sloppy games, man. They
Ugly
went
games.
they just these ugly 10-7, 17-13, 23-21, just slugfest. Just take them in the under basically in every game, man. But
Yeah.
I like to see the Lions do a good thing against the Eagles, but the Lions are the Lions, man. The Lions are the Lions.
What are you
Meantime,
saying? They're gonna let you down, Mike?
yeah. But the other big game is going to be the Seahawks and the Rams. Both teams 7-2, both fighting for that number one seed in the NFC. Seahawks on the road against the Rams. Rams favored by 3.5 points. Over unders 48.5. Woo! I'll bet the farm on the over on that one, baby. I see fireworks in that game.
You don't think this is a trap game for the Seahawks?
No, I'm just saying the over. I just bet for just cheer for points.
Yeah. The one game that I think is an upset in the making here, and I'm looking at it, it's coming up, the Jets and Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
If the Patriots aren't careful, man, they might just wind up losing to that Jets team. Because you know how you are, like they're riding high right now because of their record, right?
Yeah.
And they might come in there and see the Jets and be like, this is an automatic win, automatic dub. But you can't have that type of mentality,
Yeah.
against a lesser team. To me, it almost smells like a trap game.
It could be. And they changed their quarterback as well. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's been that way the entire year. Real fast, Joe. We were talking earlier to end the show. We started the show. We talked about some music. I was thinking about
Yeah.
a song that took me back in time when Chica and I were driving. And I confessed to Chica that I had a crush on her. If you want to look this one up,
God.
do you remember Shanice, the singer Shanice?
Shanice.
Shanice. She had a song called "I Like Your Smile." Dude, 14-year-old Jimenez was all about her, dude. I have no idea what she looks like now, or if she's a nugget or not.
All right. Let me go and see. Let me see.
Let's see, Joe. Let's see. Okay.
All right. There she is now,
All right, but Shanice in the early 90s. Samson, I really do. That's a line in her song. I like her style. I really do. Let's play the song, Joe. Let's play the song. I like your style by Shanice.
I know which
Hello.
song it is. Oh God. Let me go ahead and stop sharing so I can pull this up on YouTube. I know what song it is too. Everybody knows it. You know the jingle.
That's a song. I'm not saying that I go look for that song, but if it's on Spotify Shuffle and the song comes up, I ain't gonna change it, dude. I'm gonna be up there going do 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 do. Tony saying I love her laugh at the end of the song.
Let me go ahead and get this song ready to go for you here. This is the video from way back when, dude.
Yeah.
All right. Ew, this is what Mike be dramming to. You making fun of all those guys listening to all the girl music,
Doing
You
the
be
Carlton dance.
listening to Shanice and all these other R&B singers, dude. Come on, Mike. Come on.
Who are the low key crushes back in the day? We talked about Shanice. I told Chica about that. It's like
What
Chica
was
looked
that
up,
one
was like,
girl? Oh, girl from In Vogue, dude. The light skinned one, the tall one. She was
the
hot.
tall one.
Dude.
That's Cindy
Yeah.
Herron was her name.
Yeah, dude. She's hot, dude.
I remember Cindy Herron. She had a talk show for a little while there. Yeah, she was the most famous of the four.
Oh, she was the best looking, dude.
She had the most talent, Joe.
She was the best looking, Mike. Let's not lie. We ain't got to lie. I know you can't say nothing because they won't let you right now. We don't want to get you in trouble with Chica.
Jane HB says I hummed to that song with the purse on, the man purse.
You hold it like a man purse, bro. You don't even wear it like a bag. You put it on your shoulder. I'm like, bro, all you need to do is just pick up your leg, man. Like, damn.
Now Mario Cavasso is saying Tony Braxton with the heart emoji. Tony Braxton, when she first came out, was cute, but she had that really short hair, right? She,
Yeah.
she had songs like "Love Should Have Brought You Home," another sad love song, stuff like that, right? But then she came out with that "You're Making Me High" video. She came out with the "Unbreak My Heart" and all that stuff, and it was like, oh, she hot. Tony Braxton, by the way, Joe, I'm going to see in concert on April 4th here in Houston.
Really?
So April 4th, the first artist to perform is going to be Tony Braxton. The next artist is going to be Boys to Men, and the headliner is New Edition, which is a makeup of Belle Biv DeVoe, Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, Ralph Tresvant. It's gonna be a hell of a show, dude. Are they going to San Antonio? No, they're not.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought you were gonna say because the people couldn't afford the tickets, Mike. Come on.
Well, now it's funny because you look at it. I picture them performing in San Antonio, and it'd be like that scene from La Bamba where the lady starts screaming, "Play other music. We like to dance." And Richie Valens is there trying to sing, doo wop.
They're saying did Chica have a crush on Keith Sweat? No, they said nah, probably Genuine.
Keith, well, we love Keith Sweat, dude. Yeah,
What
Sam
about
says
Luther Vandross?
all of New Edition. Yeah, all of New Edition. So it's New Edition, and then they do their individual sets, and then it's Tony Braxton and it's Boys to Men. It's a hell of a show, Joe.
Yeah.
That's
What
like
about
7
Luther?
hours
You don't
at one
like
time.
no Luther Vandross?
Oh, Luther Vandross is amazing, man. Fat Luther, skinny Luther. I took any Luther, dude. But I was reading an article the other day saying that the nominees for the upcoming Grammy Awards are going to be coming up soon,
Yeah.
and that there are a few categories that they already know the winner, where it's like 100%. Don't even bet any other song. The song "Luther" by SZA and Kendrick Lamar is considered to be a shoo-in for R&B Song of the Year. It's a good song, and they have Luther Vandross's voice for a few snippets in the song. It's good stuff.
Nice. All right, Mike, we're gonna have to go ahead and bring the show to a close because we have a lot of things to talk about here at work because we have people coming back from furlough and whatnot. So I have a lot of Zoom meetings today, and it's gonna be a crazy day because we have the day off right yesterday.
Mhm.
Tuesday off. I would have rather had Monday off, but we're not in control of the holidays and when they come up. But with that holiday and now Wednesday being the middle of the week, I guarantee you nobody wanted to do any work on Monday, Mike. So guess what?
Oh,
It's a mad dash, bro.
now I'm going to be in Corpus working next week. I'll be there Thursday and Friday of next week. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do the show, or if it's even possible to do the show. I'm sure I will be able to, but it's going to be logistically a little bit different. But the reason why I'm going to be in Corpus is going to be helping people make money. That's right.
Yeah.
I do financial advising. So if you want to reach out to me, my number is 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. This is for help when it comes to investments, when it comes to retirement planning, disability, long-term care, life insurance. I have a lot of clients in the Corpus area. I really do. These are people who work in the chemical plants, the oil plants, things like that. They do an amazing job over there. They retire at 65. They come up to me and they say, "Michael, here's all my money. Help me retire." And that's what I do. And I had a meeting this morning with one of them over the phone. It was a 1-year anniversary of me working with him. He had a very, very, very solid return for his first year with me. He's going to pull the plug and retire in June. So I have to go out there next week and iron out the whole details, talk to his wife, let them know how I'm going to not only take care of the worker, but take care of the spouse in case he passes away. And if she passes away, provide generational wealth because they have saved significant amount of money. And it's a fun job, man. I love doing what I do. But I use the phrase generational wealth, and it perked their ears up a little bit because they were like, "That's what we want to hear. We want to hear not only that it's going to help us retire, but it's going to help our kids and grandkids and things like that down the road." So, generational wealth, baby. Give me a call 210-508-0369. And
There you
Samson
go.
says I'm going to be going down the streets of Corpus screaming, "Free Yolanda!"
She's innocent, Mike, in your eyes. You gonna go scoop her up when she finally gets released?
I'm just saying, she served her time.
You
She
would
served
give her a
time.
job, Mike? You'd give her a job?
You can't have a record on doing what I do.
She could be the cleaning lady, dude. You'd let her clean your house or something.
I'd freak out if she like got me a ring that had an egg on it. That was red flag number 1 when it came to Yolanda.
They said you're never gonna call out Abraham.
He's going to call out Abraham. He's been making money off his dead daughter for 30 plus years, man. She's been
We've
dead.
had some.
She's been dead 7 years longer than she was alive on this earth. That's crazy.
We've had a lot of people, man, joining us from Mexico today. Most of them have been pretty good, but then you have some people that are just going crazy right now in the comments. I don't know why, but either way, it's been great to have new faces join us here in the chat. So
Yeah.
all the people joining us from around the world, all over the world, and joining us here from Mexico, we appreciate you guys. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Everybody hit the like button on the way out the door, man. That helps us out. If you want to copy today's show, just copy the link, put it on your Twitter account, put it on your Facebook account, put it on a Spurs fan page account. Let people know that we do talk Spurs tonight. They take on the Golden State Warriors. I believe it's an NBA Cup game, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And Spurs already won their first Cup game. They beat the Houston Rockets in the first Cup game. Be nice to go 2-0, Joe.
Would be.
Very nice.
Could the Spurs win the cup? What if they win the in-season tourney cup?
And then we raise the banner because in Mitch we trust, Joe.
You would raise a banner. Really? Would they put a banner, you think, up there in the
They would.
Raptors
They would.
for the in-season tourney? Come on, man.
They would. A little something, Joe. I remember back in the day, dude, Spurs, we used to have Midwest Division title.
The Western Conference. The Western Conference. Or was it the Midwest? Was it Midwest Conference or something like that? They used to put up all the time. The
Yeah.
shirts. Remember the shirts? You'd get them from Academy
Yeah.
the next day, all over the paper and everything. That's when it was exciting. And the free coffee from Valero. Valero, come on, man.
Not
Bring
happy
back
with
the free
that.
coffee, dude.
All right, Joe. I got to go do Locked On Spurs with Jeff Garcia today. So he'll be calling me probably in the next 2 minutes saying, Jimenez, jump on Twitter. Jump on Twitter. Let's do this. So very
There
nice.
you go.
So
right.
again, go check out PF Chang's La Cantera Wednesday. Half all bottles of champagne, half all bottles of wine today. And then you can go hang out over there for happy hour from 3 to 6. Very cool, Joe.
Yeah.
We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully the Spurs will be 9-2 when we come back.
There you go. We'll have something to celebrate tomorrow. All right. Y'all have a good one. We're out. Peace.
Meet out Wemby.